Hello everybody, welcome to the What Leigh Makes channel. This is usually where I host a monthly podcast, somewhat monthly, documenting my crafting adventures. Today's video is about a reflection on my visit to my first yarn festival. I have just attended the National Wool Show in Coventry. It is hosted on the 9th and 10th of April 2022. Today's date is Saturday the 9th of April 2022. I have just come back from the show, so I wanted to just, while I'm in full makeup, I would just shoot a quick video. It was my first festival. It wasn't huge, but I really enjoyed it. It was really nice, and I really hope to be able to attend other wool shows later on. This is the first year that it's been run, so I'm hopeful that next year it'll be sort of better established. I do believe they are planning on hosting again next year, which would be fantastic. I attended the festival, obviously, and whilst there I attended 2 workshops, which I will also talk about, and then I also picked up just a couple of acquisitions. Didn't get much, but I went for the experience more than purchasing. So there was a whole host of vendors, I suppose they're called. I met the lovely lady, I can't remember her name, the lovely lady behind, Alaine maybe, behind TwinklyKnits. She is somebody I have had a fair bit of communication online with, and I really enjoy her mystery yarn boxes. I've had a sneak peek of May's, and I absolutely love it. And I think it's the April box, the daffodil one, whatever month that is. It hasn't yet been revealed online, but it was absolutely stunning, so I will be ordering that as well. I feel like I should profess this, that I went with a very limited budget. I didn't have a lot of spare cash, and to be fair, I prioritised taking the workshops. That would have given me a little extra cash, but I wanted to take the workshops instead. So that's part of the reason why I didn't buy much. So I saw quite a few things there that I liked, but I was looking for things, well, I was really looking for something specific for that yarn show that I perhaps can't get again. Most of the other stuff I can purchase when I, at any point when I've got a bit more money, where there's a little bit more cash flow. So yeah, there's a couple of boxes from TwinklyKnits that I want to get, and I will. So she was lovely. It was amazing to actually meet her. Yeah, she's a wonderful human being. I also came across, I didn't pick up too many business cards because I don't, unless I saw something that I specifically wanted, I didn't feel the need. I didn't want to pick up loads and loads and loads business cards and not know what I need them for. So there was a really beautiful yarn by, I think it's Madrigal Yarns.com. That is their details. There was a really nice one. It was in a mini skein. It was called Cantus. And I am quite tempted, I think, to have a look at that and see whether or not I'd like to get some full-size skeins. I didn't have them in the Sparkle Sock base. Anyway, so that was fine. He was lovely though. It's nice. I don't know. I didn't ask whether he was the dyer behind the yarn, but it was a male dealing with it, and it's really nice. Doesn't sound sexist. It's really nice to see men that are dyers and into knitting and crochet and stuff. I also found, if you are local to Coventry and Nuneaton, there was some fabric there. It was called Fibre Fabric. They had some nice jersey. The details are there. I'm really sorry for the state of my nails. They had some really nice fabric, not necessarily things that I personally would choose. They had a lot of cotton jersey, but I don't really sew with jersey. But they said that they've got cotton and linen, which I tend to use on their website, so I'm gonna have a look at that. But they were lovely. It was quite nice to see fabric. I hadn't really anticipated that. I also met a lovely lady. Again, don't remember her name. She has a shop called Chic and Bloom. Chic and Bloom. She sold some really pretty handmade goods. Not necessarily knitting related, but you know, nice to give a shout out to a local business. For anyone interested, there is a Cambridge Yarn Festival, which is being hosted in June. Sorry, I'll just show you. If you are interested, and obviously just pause and read that. Cambridge isn't a million miles from me, although this one says it's Instagram. And then the 10th, it looks like it's a real life show on the 10th. And then the others are Instagram. So I may well have a look at that. Not sure. What else? Oh, so I came across this store. It was called Take Heart, and they gave me a really beautiful crochet. Well, no, they had a little box thing, and you could choose your own, and I obviously chose the pink one. How beautiful is that? That's so beautiful. And it did have this tag on it that says "You are not alone." Which, do you know what? That really made my day. It really made me smile. I also have the business card, which is here. And I also got a little postcard from them. There's nothing on the back, but I can write my own message, although it might go in a scrapbook, maybe, if I go into scrapbooking again. As like a memory from this. And then they did ask me whether I crochet or whether I knit, and obviously I don't. So I said I don't, but I wanted to learn. And they gave me, I've not opened this yet, they gave me a little goodie bag. So I'm going to open this live on the podcast. Sorry for crinkling. Crochet heart. Oh, it looks looks like a pattern. I'm not a crocheter, so I'm not certain, but I know like triple crochet is a crochet stitch thing, isn't it? Which is lovely. We are a non-profit project making and sharing crochet hearts with anyone who needs a little bit of love and a reminder you are not alone. Come and find us if you're new to crochet. Come and find us on YouTube for tutorials, starting from holding your hook and yarn through to making a heart. That's the reverse again. Pause it if you want to see. I did notice these I hadn't read it, but they were just on the stands to take if you wanted to. So that's lovely. I'll give those a little look. Let's see what I've got. Aww. I got another heart. Oh, that's so sweet. This one's like red with gold. Oh, it's so lovely. That's so kind. And then I've got I've got a crochet hook. This is a 5mm crochet hook and some yarn, so I can have a go at making my own crochet hearts. That's so amazing. And then I've done that. I've got some of these tag things that are on the hearts. It says "You Are Not Alone," and then it has their details on the reverse. And I've got a couple of blank tags, so I could crochet my own hearts and make my own "You Are Not Alone" things, which is really nice. And then I think I've just shared this, but it looks like a business card. So, that's amazing. I'm going to have a little go. So that might feature on next month's podcast, maybe. A little go at my own crochet. Although, if you remember, I think it might have been podcast 2. I did make a crochet heart. There was a lady from Holly and Hummingbird. Her name's Danielle. She was lovely. And she was running a mixed media tapestry weaving use art yarns, silk, beads, resin charms and gems. She did a workshop on sort of mixed media tapestry weaving. I have never in my life done like weaving of any description. It is something I was interested in exploring at some point, as is pretty much everything. There's not enough hours in the day, is there, guys? There really isn't. So I attended this mixed media tapestry thing, so I'll show you what I've done. Oh, I'm not editing this. I'll just give a shout out to this company called Choc Shop. They were selling brownies, and they were, well, I had one. I had the hazelnut and Nutella one. It was delicious. So I don't even know where they're based, but it's well worth trying to get some of their brownies. My mixed media loom weaving. So we had fun and games. So I signed up. Oh my goodness! I signed up for a workshop, and in that workshop, you learn the techniques, and you were given pretty much everything you need to have a go, which is so wonderful. So I signed up, and I was given this loom, which is an acrylic thing. It's really pretty. There was a choice between lilac and black. I obviously went for lilac because I like lilac. Pink's my favourite colour, but I do like purple too. So I went. It was meant to be an hour and a half class, but unfortunately fortunately for me, I had sold like 1-to-1 tuition, so it was amazing. She sort of sat me down and we went through it, and it was chilled and we could chat, and she was very patient while I was trying to figure it out. She was really helpful. So I had started, let me get this right. So I had started doing it, but then the yarn that I was using for, I don't know what it's called. Is this the weft? Cleft? I have no idea. This bit. The yarn I was doing this bit wouldn't be. It kept coming undone. It's not a fault of my knots. The yarn was, I think it's a rayon yarn. It's really pretty, but wasn't holding. So she'd done this one, and then mine came undone while I was doing this. I have no idea. Over under. Let me see if I can show you. So you do like the loom. You do the loom part, this bit, and then you do this like whole over under situation. Sometimes you see that here, and my yarn kept coming undone while I was doing that. So she gave me hers that she'd been doing, because hers was more secure. She used a different yarn thing for this. So this part was done by her, although I did do my own on the other be a bit soft. So it's meant to be an hour and a half. I did do the hour and a no, I did an hour and 55 minutes, then had to go because I got another workshop on, and then went back to her for about another half an hour after I'd done the other workshop, had food, and then went round again to pick up what I wanted when I went back. But I'd only got about half an hour because I've got to leave for work. But she has very kindly said that, you know, she will do an online video, and, you know, I plan to follow along, and she's given me all the other bits and pieces that I need, I think, to get it finished. So that's really lovely. So I have done, I'm not sure what she said this yarn was, but I've got this really beautiful, as you've just seen, like silver glitter. Again, I'm not sure what it is. And then this is Sari Silk. It's like knotted onto it. I'm really sorry if there's any weavers out there, please comment below what I'm actually on about, because I don't know. She explained it, but there was so much to remember and think about when I was trying to focus on what I was actually doing. She's going to make she's doing like a video and like PDF and stuff, so that you know, all the information is there, which is amazing. And I'm really looking forward to finishing this off. So this may also feature in the podcast. But I absolutely love this, like, Sari Silk. So we did the first row. It's been quite, oh gosh. The first row was sort of like a mermaid. There's like pinks and greens and some blue and lilac, and there's a little bit of peach in there. And then when we were looking at the colours for the next one, I said I would love it to be quite pink based. You know, so pink was my favourite colour, so I'd like it to be, that was okay, I'd like it to be slightly more pink. So all of these ones were sort of pink, a little bit of lilac, and, you know, tiniest little bit of peach, which is really pretty. I'm not sure what I'm going to do beyond this. I'm waiting for the video and some more instructions. But I'm really happy with what I've got so far. So that was what I did, as I managed to get done. However, these are the things that I sort of required as part of the workshop. I think the workshop was only meant to be an hour and a half, and obviously, bless her heart, she was happy to sort of spend longer with me and do. But it was one-to-one tuition anyway, and she was happy to spend the time a lot longer than the hour and a half class, which was so kind and so generous and so amazing. I'm really new. I've never weaved before in my life, so maybe this might not be relevant to everybody, but I do wonder if an hour and a half might be too little time to do it. I think, and I suggested this to her, so I'm not saying anything that I haven't said to her face, but I think she should run it as, you know, get a very small group, by all means, like get a small group, but I think it'd be really nice to have a day, you know, like 10 till 4 or something, and, you know, she provides lunch of some description, and, you know, some cups of tea, and have like a good few hours teaching. That, you know, that was my thoughts, but who knows. So as part of the class, you got the loom, which is the sort of acrylic one, and then you also got this comb and some needles. I've got a feeling that might be, oh, I don't know. I got this one. I don't know if the points mean anything. And like this one, which is quite long. It's a lot longer. I only use, in the workshop, I only used this one, but obviously I've only done a small bit of what needs to be done. So I've got my tools, which is amazing. If I want to do some weaving again in the future, I have some tools to start me off, although I actually really enjoyed it and I can't wait to do some more research into it. I'm hoping I might have found another craft I want to explore in more depth. Just need all the time. So I also was given some more. This was the silver thread thing it's really messy. This was the silver thread thing that I was talking about. I don't know what it is, but it is really shiny and glittery. It's like it's definitely like a finger in weight, but I don't know. Can't tell you any more than that. But it's really pretty. I've been using it for the things that I've been using that. I've used it twice on this part here, whatever that bit there is. But she said she was going to go away and do some thinking and see whether or not that would be strong enough to take the beads up here. And she also gave me this, which I believe, well, to me that looks more like a sport weight. I think it's a little bit too thick to be fingering, but I don't know. I think that is what she used here. So I've got those to try and build up the rest of my loom. And then I was also given, well no, we chose beads together. I obviously chose a load of pink ones and a little bit of white to go with this. And then she chose some like the blues and greys and the white flowers and stuff, and they're really pretty. So I got a selection. I'm obviously not going to get them all out, but I got a selection of beads. She did, I think some might be like mother of pearl or pearl or something. I couldn't tell you. I think the white ones here, they are acrylic flowers. They're really pretty. Sorry for glare, but the hope, the thought was that they'd sort of go with the Sari Silk. Oh, I believe the Sari Silk, she's really lovely. So I've never worked with Sari Silk before. It was custom dyed. A seller, she said that Holly and Hummingbird said that she would tag the person in this because she'll obviously put it on Instagram. And she said that it was, I think the dyer of the Sari Silk, I think the Sari Silk had been bought and then it had been dyed, and I think she said the dyer had just dyed it however she fancied, and it was like a limited edition thing. And then obviously Danielle from Holly and Hummingbird had seen it and requested it, and then requested more, which was done really kindly. It was like a pre-order, so it's a custom order. So it's really beautiful, really lovely. And then she told me to choose 3 skeins of yarn. All her yarn is hand spun. All her jewellery, she's got beaded jewellery, that's all handmade between her and her partner, and all of her yarn is hand spun. She told me to take 3 skeins from a bag. I'm not entirely certain. She did say that a lot of people, when they hand spin the yarns, they can be used in weaving. That's how she often uses hers. So I'm going to assume that it will be for something on my loom. I think she said that you could, rather than using the Sari Silk, you could use hand spun, build like this bit up of yarn instead. But I'm not certain. She told me to take 3 skeins, choose any 3 I wanted, take 3 skeins, and then, so I'm waiting for further instructions. So I chose these 3. I have no idea what the fibre content is. No idea at all. But they are absolutely stunning. So I thought these 2 go really beautifully together. It's almost like a fade. Don't know. It's hard because I've got the window behind you, so it's sort of blowing things out. But I thought that, and I think they all sort of work together. I think the pink possibly stands out more than the others. But I like the pink. The pink was the first one that I saw. And I was like, ooh, I like that. She was like, I thought you might go for the pink one. Yeah, so I thought these sort of, I don't know how well, because sorry, just close the light. I don't know if that's made it better or worse actually. So this is the Sari Silk. And then I thought these colours sort of brought out the Sari Silk colours, do you see? Because you've got like the green, bits of pink, bit of lilac, and there is like the smallest bit of like peach as well in there. That is, I know it's like blaze out on camera, but it is a peachy colour, it's not white. So I chose that one, and then this one sort of, it's not exactly, but it's almost like a darker version. So I thought those go really beautifully with the Sari Silk. And then the pink, just because it's pink and glitters, obviously. There is like all about that. So I'm waiting for instructions before I know exactly how I'm gonna use those. And then I also took part in a drop spinning workshop by Moths Allowed. I've, as alluded to in podcast 3, I also took part in this drop spinning spindle class workshop thing. And sorry, this always happens. Like I like to be in full makeup for the podcast, or like for any filming, but then because I don't wear makeup in my sort of everyday life, because I no longer work in retail and I'm no longer sort of customer facing, I no longer feel the need, I'm just open the blinds, to wear makeup. So when I do, I'm like constantly scratching, which just feels so unnatural, having like all this gunk on my face. The things I do. So it was by Moths Allowed. Her details there. She was absolutely lovely, really, really lovely. And so as alluded to in podcast 3, sorry, I like lose my train of thought. As alluded to in podcast 3, I have done some spinning previously. I did a very brief. It was at my local wool shop before that closed down, like the nearest one to me. And I think they had Talk by A Guild. And they offered, they had a spinning wheel and a drop spindle, but there was a chance to explore them, and I did. But because there was only one spindle and one spinning wheel, and there was a group of us, obviously didn't go very long on them, and I don't know anyone that has either. I am interested in spinning. I think I'll be more interested when I get better. I would love a spinning wheel, but it's something I'm only just dabbling into, and obviously it's a fair investment to make. So at the moment, it's not a priority. I'm never at home to use it. So but one day, so I decided to go along to this drop spindle workshop to sort of learn a little bit more. And as part of that, you're gonna like see. I'm bad. Sorry, no. Let me finish my story. Oh God, I'm not editing this. You can have the waffle as it is. This is like life with Leigh. I shall like that, life with Leigh. Anyway, I went along and I did have a go, but obviously my first time didn't have very long, and it was very much, I think it was like a fashion yarn, is that what they're called, art yarn, where it's like really thin, really thick. So eventually, like when I get better, I should be able to like spin consistently. But as part of, so I went to this workshop to just sort of have another go and learn with a little bit more time. And the lovely lady, remember her name, I don't think it's on here either, and she did tell me. I feel terrible, I'm really sorry to whoever No Moths Allowed is. But you got a drop spindle. This is she told me this was a bottom, is it a bottom spindle? You could get a top spin or a bottom spin, and this one's the bottom spin. I'm not entirely certain that there is a real difference in terms of what it does to the fibre yarn, but two different types. So, and you also got a couple of different types of fibre. She said one, I think one was Corridel. I think that's this one. It's really pretty blue. I think it was hand dyed by her. She said this one is a Rolag. And it is, I think it was merino and silk, possibly Sari Silk actually. But that's beautiful, I cannot wait. I saved this one for last because this is the one I want to try and spin the best once I get better. That one's really pretty. This one is, I can't remember. It's really soft. And it has a long staple length. You can see. It's got flecks of different colour, and I can't remember what she said it was. I can message her, it's fine. She said to just message her and she'll let me know. And then, so this one, the light blue one, which is very curiously done. She said, "You're not enjoying doing that one, are you?" I said, "Not really." She said, "Yeah, I can see in your face that you're not loving it." So that one is, I think that one's the Corridale. There is this, she said this like dark purple one was 100% merino, and I really liked spinning that one. It wasn't perfect, I don't think it was going to be on the first try, but that one was, it was more pleasurable to spin, and I think overall I think it was more consistently spun. I started with something else, so you're not going to be able to see, and I don't really want to unwrap it, but I started with another blend, and that was okay. It was, that was the very first one I was doing, so I don't really have an opinion either way. You can go back, she was showing me, because I messed up on one of the earlier ones, and you can go back and spin these bits again to get it sort of more consistent, so I probably will do that at some point. I'm a little bit braver. On a personal note, Corridale is not my favourite to spin. I quite enjoy doing the mohair. Oh my gosh, the merino, not the mohair, the merino. So that's something to bear in mind. I'd like to get more into spinning, and I have seen, I previously have favourited on Etsy. You get a drop spindle, and then you get a variety, a couple of different bits of fibre, but they're all different bases. And I really want to have a go at spinning sort of various bases. So lovely. I really enjoyed that. This will all be spun up at some point. Can't say it will ever be, but I can't say it will be amazingly spun, but I will keep you posted. It might be another hobby at some point. So that workshop was really helpful. She was very patient. She was very patient, very knowledgeable, and very helpful. So I really enjoyed it. I've never come across her before actually, and prior to this festival, so she's well worth a follow. She had some really beautiful beautiful fibre. I eyed it. There was one in particular that I was eyeing up, but I didn't want to buy fibre until I'd had a go at spinning, and thought when I went back to get it, because I had decided I was going to at least go and see what the fibre content was. If it was going to be all Corridor, I probably wouldn't have bought it. Unfortunately, it had gone, but I am going to have a look on her website and see whether or not I can still get that colourway, because it was really beautiful. Even if it takes me forever to get it spun, I think I quite like it. So finally is acquisitions. There are only 2 that I'm very, 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 very happy with what I got. The first one, I saw this on Instagram and I pretty much knew. I think I mentioned this in the beginning at the start, but because I had quite a limited budget, and I sort of decided that if I was going to buy something, I ideally wanted something that was specific for that yarn show. I didn't necessarily want to get something that I could buy at pretty much any time in the year. And then I'd seen on Etsy that Skein Queen had dyed. It's called Phoenix Rising. She had dyed a colourway based on Coventry, and I think from what I remember from her Instagram post, it was the red was. No, the speckles were from like the Coventry Cathedral stained glass windows, and the red might be the Phoenix. The red was something linked to Coventry. I live near Coventry and can't remember. But it's Phoenix Rising, and it is on 75. Sorry, it's really blown out. 75/25 base, 4-ply. I will probably make some socks. I'll hang out my stash for a bit. I definitely want it to go in like a memories blanket of some sort. It's really special. It's my first skein of yarn for my first wool show, which is nice. Like the wool show that I've actually been to. I've got the Yarndale colours from the last few years, and I'll probably get this year's as well if I can. Yeah. Anyway, so I only picked up one skein. But never mind. Really, really, really happy with that. It feels lovely as well. I don't think I've come across her work before, but she had some really beautiful colours. And then I'm very sorry for crinkling, but I also picked it as a bit of a naughty purchase, because this one, it was the only one that I'd seen online that had stated they were dyeing one specifically for it, and I didn't actually find anybody else. Put that down. I really wanted this, but then I wanted to wait and have a wander around and see if anybody else had done anything based on that wool show. Nobody else had. I did speak to somebody, because I was in conversation with them, and they said they had thought about it, but they didn't have time to do it, which is a shame. But never mind. So that made the decision really easy as to which one to get. And then I also picked up from Romney Marsh wools a felting kit. And this is slightly naughty, so I'm really sorry for printing. Let me take everything out and I can talk you through what I got. I haven't even been through this, so I'm not even entirely certain exactly what I got. And I will point out, I have never ever felted in my life. It's something else I wanted to try. So we'll learn together. It came in this really lovely bag. It's nothing special, but it's nice to have a nice little bag. It's got beautiful handles too. So that's nice. And then in the bag, it was a felting kit, like a felting starter kit. Let me just try and work out exactly what came with it. It came with, is that? No. Okay, so it came with Romney Marsh wools made from 100% British wool. She did tell me what this was, but I can't remember. But it is some sort of fibre. That's their sort of business information. It's just, I'm not going to open it, and I know crinkling can drive some people crazy. It's just some fibre. And then it also came with these, which I assume are like the felting thing. I have this bit. I would expect you get different sizes, maybe. I'm not sure. You get, sorry, I can hear that and that's going through me. You get a couple of felting needles, tools. She was using a really nice, it had like a wooden handle, so I'm assuming, you know, these are sort of quite basic. But if I get into it, you know, I might get some more tools, we'll see. I just wanted to have a go, like, have a go at felting. And I also got this, which I assume is something to do with these. I possibly, learn as we go, possibly, I don't know. Sorry. I got this. I don't know what it is, but I will find out. If anyone knows, please do, you know, feel free to comment below. But it's got a couple of holes in, so I'm assuming it's something to do with those tools. So that came in it, and then she said you need a rice bag, because she had this really nice like material thing that I assume is filled with rice. But you get a really nice sponge. So she gave me like a little demo of how to felt. And she had like a piece of actual felt material over this rice bag, and then she was sort of felting away. And you also get this, which I'm assuming is sort of to put, so you put, I think you would put that over that, and then put your like fibre there and felt it. I got a piece of paper, just make sure there's nothing that you should see. There is some basic instructions for needle felting. I'm not gonna share it because I don't know whether they provide it for free or whether you do. Obviously, it's in the kit. And then let me just show you, because the reason I've ummed and ahed about felting for a while. I have heard podcasters talk about doing it, and well, to be honest, I just it was something I wanted to have a go at some point, as is everything else, because time. But she had on the stall, and it was right by these felting kits, so I thought initially that the kit was to do this. You can kind of see. No, you can't. Yeah, there you go. You've got a sheep. But there was this like felted sheep, and it was beautiful, and I thought it was a kit for that. And then she said that I would need to buy an extra bag of this fibre. So actually, you know, I just want like the felting. I said, you know, can I make a smaller version out of what's in there, because I didn't have the extra money to buy the extra fibre, and B, like, if I only do the sheep, I'm gonna have all this extra fibre that may or may not ever get spun up into something usable. So obviously, you know, I didn't want to get a whole bag of fibre if it wasn't going to be used. And she, quite possibly quite naughty, she gave me some extra. So this isn't meant to be in here, but she gave it to me. She was lovely. I kept umming and ahhing, so I was like, do I, don't I? I was like, I don't no, I didn't come for a felting kit, but it's lovely. And, you know, because it came with everything, and it was something I wanted to do anyway. So anyway, you know, she did give me some extra fibre. So she said it probably still won't be as big as that sheet, but obviously a little bit more. And then I purchased, let me get this right, so the sheep itself needs to be white, and she said you would need sort of a light grey, which is what they had on theirs, and that was what I fell in love with. So I purchased the extra light grey, another a smaller, I think all of the fibre is naturally dyed too. So this was dyed with logwood. Again, these are crinkling. It's like a really pale grey. I don't think it shows up as accurately. No, it's not. It's in the packet. I don't know how to open it, so I'm ready to use it. But I picked up the extra grey, and then she very kindly also gave me a little bit of black, because I didn't need very much. It's to do like part of the nose, part of the eyes, and part of the ears. And I think on theirs it got like a bit of black on its body, but I'm not entirely sure whether or not I'll do that yet on mine. But obviously, again, like I just don't. It doesn't. It probably sounds really bad, but it's not really worth. I don't know whether it's that viable to buy. I mean, I know it's not huge, but it's a fair bit of fibre to do one sheep if that's all I ever make with it. And then she, again, really naughtily gave me this, just a little bit of like brown fibre, so that I could, you know, the eyes on hers, on the one on the store, the eyes were brown. So she very naughtily gave me small nugget. So that is so kind. The customer service was amazing. She was so patient, and I'd asked about. I'd picked up the sheep and said, oh, "This is really nice. If you felted this, you know, is what you made." I said, "Oh, how do you do it? You know, I've never felted before, and I'm really interested." And she said, she was explaining them to me, and then she said, "Oh, well, you know what? I'll come around and show you." So she did. She was like showing me. It was brilliant. And she had these really, I don't think I took a picture in the end. I was going to and forgot, but they had these really beautiful like felting pictures, pictures that have been felted. Really, really lovely. So I got those to make a sheep at some point. And then I also picked up this woolly wash. I normally use Kera-Anne, but I picked this up because I believe it's made on their farm. So, you know, wanted to support sort of small farm. It has got a smell to it. It smells amazing. It's got a smell. I can't really describe it. I normally use Kera-Anne, but I'm always happy to try something new. So that one's really small. So it'd be nice for, you know, if you're going away with that. No, it'd just be nice to have, because my Kera-Anne, I normally get the really big bottles because they're better for the planet. But sometimes, you know, it's nice to have something different. So they did have bigger bottles, but I only wanted, because I've got 2 500ml bottles and 3 or 4, whatever it is, the medium, whatever the next, 3 or 4 bottles of Kera-Anne. There is it 100ml they do, the smaller bottles. So I didn't really need any more wash, to be honest. But I had eyed it up anyway, and then in part because she gave me this, you know, I wanted to pick up something else just to sort of just a bit extra custom. So I didn't get very much, but I really, really enjoyed my time. That was the main reason. Sorry, I opened the blinds. That was the main reason that I went, because I wanted the experience. And, you know, when I found out about the workshops, I really wanted to give those a go. Yeah, It was really good. I cannot wait to. I'm hoping next year they run the National Wool Show in Coventry again. Really hope to join that. That would be brilliant. Would love to join wool shows. I'm hoping, I'd like to attend more. Now, I feel like I should. Let's add some background. So I have knit for a number of years. I might do a video about like my knitting and sewing journey. I'm not sure. But I have knit for a number of years. But I was a sewer first and foremost. I knit kind of as and when, here and there, not avidly, not loads, not avidly. And then I got a different job. I work in supported accommodation now for young people. So I love my job, but I spend most of my time away from home. So although sewing is still my first love and I really enjoy it when I am home and can sew and do have time to sew, I don't necessarily, because I work away so much, I'm more of a knitter now. So I'm more into knitting, so it makes more sense. For me now I would like to attend wool shows. I've always wanted to attend, well no, I've wanted to attend fabric shows for a long time. But, it's, yeah, anyway, wool shows. So I wanted to attend it, but then I got this job in lockdown. So I didn't start regularly knitting until lockdown. And then, obviously you couldn't do anything anyway because life had shut down. And then, things are only just starting to open up properly now without restrictions. So now I'm feeling like I'd like to get involved. I had a wonderful time. I highly recommend going to a yarn show if you get a chance. National Wool Show in Coventry was its first year, but I'm hopeful that it becomes a regular thing and that it builds its base and becomes more recognised. So thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry this seems to have been very rambly, but you don't come here for short and concise, do you? Have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you.